Mortal Kombat Annihilation bombed at the box office and left fans of the franchise feeling like they were on the receiving end of a Kano special, but in this cinematic court, it's innocent until proven guilty. On session for a landmark episode of Innocent Until Proven Guilty. After years of dragging only the most infamous of video game offenders into these hallowed halls of justice, the time has finally come to expand this tried and true format into a whole new medium. I'm thrilled to announce that IUPG is hitting the big screen, beginning with the trial of the disastrous dud of an arcade adaptation, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. The notorious follow-up to Paul W.S. Anderson's mega-successful action romp was released on November 21st, 1997. Annihilation continued the narrative established by its predecessor and even features a virtually identical title sequence. For those who need a refresher as to the events depicted in the original Mortal Kombat, the sinister Shang Tsung sets his sights on global domination and he holds a martial arts tournament in order to fulfill his goal, but the universe is saved upon the sorcerer's defeat thanks to the noble and courageous Liu Kang. The cliffhanger that closed the movie left audiences brimming with excitement over a potential sequel, but that excitement sadly turned to exasperation for many viewers when Annihilation opened in theaters a little over 2 years later. Robin Shou and Talisa Soto return as Liu Kang and Kitana to battle the enemy invaders, and that's about it, since Bridget Wilson, Lyndon Ashby, and Christopher Lambert all declined to reprise their roles as Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, and Raiden. I can only speculate as to why they made this decision, but I can state with complete confidence that it wasn't due to financial constraints, since the studio raised the budget ceiling from $18 million to $30 million. The increased budget is evident in the Invasion of the Outworld Army, which is a visual effects extravaganza with appearances from characters that debuted in the latter half of the initial trilogy, such as Shiva, Motaro, and Shao Kahn himself, who is accompanied by his wife and Kitana's mother, Sindel, and delivers a cheesy monologue appropriately fitting for a B-movie villain. I unfortunately can't include the audio of Brian Thompson's performance since Warner Brothers apparently doesn't believe in fair use, so I've decided to recruit a friend of mine to lend his thespian skills to reenact it.
The earth was created in 6 days, so too shall it be destroyed, and on the 7th day mankind will rest in peace, brother!
The evil emperor engages the Thunder God in a brief skirmish where he's quickly bested, but he has a few dirty tricks up his sleeve. Lord Hammy Von Cringy Speed shifts into Indiana Jones mode and lassos not Pete Sampras' wife into submission. Her generic brand knight with flashy sunglasses charges to her defense, but he speedily gets shut down like the weak substitute that he is. The Defender of Earthrealm bargains with his adversary for the life of foe Johnny Cage, but remaining true to his devious nature, Khan rejects the deal and Fakey McAckerson pays the ultimate price. Outnumbered and devastated by the loss of their friend, the group retreats to safety and develops a strategy on how to stop the planetary merger that will eradicate humanity within the next 6 days. Raiden is under the assumption that Sindel is the key to closing the portal, and he believes that only Kitana's love can free her from her curse. The princess subsequently joins Liu on his quest to pursue training from the mysterious Night Wolf in preparation for the epic encounter ahead of them, and Sonya travels with Raiden on a steam-powered Atmosphere ball to recruit her partner Jax. What follows is a string of fight sequences tied together by the barest minimum of exposition possible. We're introduced to Khan's father and co-conspirator Shinnok, who seeks control over man and god alike, as well as a series of blink and you'll miss them MK2 and 3 cameos. Psyched about Smoke? Sorry, but he swiftly gets the cold shoulder. Madly in love with Melina? She's hardly a blip on the radar. Are you a card-carrying member of the Baraka fan club? He's on fire in this film. Literally speaking, of course. Credit where it's due, the characters make the transition from bits to celluloid in a respectable manner, at least on an aesthetical level, but the fact that they're severely underutilized is very disappointing. To add insult to injury, the scenes that they star in favor the motto of quantity over quality, with choreography that's less inspired than the first film in spite of the bigger budget and wider variety of shooting locations. The action set pieces in Mortal Kombat had an emotional resonance to them, and watching them provided a sensation equivalent to an adrenaline-pumping roller coaster ride. Annihilation, in comparison, has several poorly aged CGI creatures, an over-reliance on slow-mo shots, and obvious green screen effects. Why show Liu Kang fending off Nightwolf in his animality form when you can just have Robin Shou grab the camera for a solid minute? Annihilation proves time and again that bigger isn't always better, both in terms of fight segments and plot. The original movie, like the Midway cabinet it drew inspiration from, told a simple story that focused on a small cast of characters. We got to know and love them over the course of 90 plus minutes, and we rooted for them from beginning to end. In stark contrast, Annihilation introduces characters at a breakneck pace and they're given no time to develop. For example, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, the franchise's quintessential icons, are reduced to glorified extras as they appear solely to kidnap Kitana and guide Liu towards the correct path. If you thought that was bad, Jax, the Johnny Cage replacement, is really annoying, does nothing but complain, and they don't even properly outfit him with his trademark metal arms. Admittedly, this plays into his character arc, but I still have to call BS on how lame that is. Anyway, in the wake of Kitana's kidnapping, Liu Kang finds Nightwolf and receives instruction on how to discover his inner animality. During this process, he runs into Jade, who poses a test of temptation for our hero, which he passes with flying colors. Jade promises to lead Liu to Kitana's whereabouts, while Raiden asks for guidance from his superiors before they're all reunited with Sonya and Jax. The band of warriors is cornered by Khan and his army, and they're forced to enter Outworld to escape from Sindel's shattering shrieking. Amidst the carnage, Liu rescues Kitana and Sindel is silenced by Jade. Kitana attempts to break her mother's curse with a loving embrace, but it's revealed that it was all a trap set up by the traitor Jade. Bombshells drop a dime a dozen during this portion of the film, as the protagonist learn that the Thunder God has lost his powers due to the progression of the merger, and the biggest shock of all, Angela's the killer and she's really a dude! Wrong twist. I mean, Chinook is the Thunder God's father, which means that Khan is... Raiden's brother punishes Jade for her failure, and the combatants receive a pep talk from their formerly immortal leader before heading out to make their last stand to save the Earth. The grand finale takes place at a pyramid that's reminiscent of the ranked tower tiers from the games, and it's preceded by Raiden's plea to his father to put an end to this senseless destruction. Chinook persists and is appalled by his son's weakness, signaling his preferred offspring to brutally eradicate the disgrace to their bloodline. Raiden's sacrifice motivates Liu Kang and sets the stage for the knockdown, drag-out battle between good and evil. As to be expected, everything and the kitchen sink is tossed in to raise the stakes from the superior predecessor, including an animality duel which is hilariously cheesy by today's standards and only lasts about 30 seconds because those VFX dollars can only be stretched so far. In the aftermath of the CGI scuffle, Shao Kahn's tampering with the tournament rules causes him to bleed the blood of a mortal, and the Elder Gods imprison Chinook in the Phantom Zone. With the playing ground evened, Earth's champion pulverizes the wicked ruler and the realms revert to their normal state. Well, look at that! Sindel is freed, Raiden is an Elder God, and peace has finally been restored. Everything's hunky-dory, so that must mean that Johnny is... Nope. I guess Cage is still worm food. That's actually an apt metaphor for Annihilation itself. It's certified rotten on the tomato meter and it's universally despised by the fan base, but is this dreaded Mortal Kombat sequel beyond redemption? Let's find out in the breakdown! If you conducted a Family Feud-esque survey about the worst video game movies ever made, Mortal Kombat Annihilation may not be the #1 answer on the list, but it would definitely be way up there. The pacing is way too frenetic and we're barely given a chance to be acquainted with the new characters, the extensive use of dated CGI is laughable, the dialogue is stilted, and what the hell is up with all the jump flips? As far as I'm concerned, this John R. Leonetti directed abomination deserves to be executed for the mistreatment of Johnny Cage alone. Lyndon Ashby stole the show the first time around, so to see his smug yet charismatic portrayal be turned into this travesty was too much for me to stomach. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is trash, pure and simple. Hey guys, I'm here to tell you that you would have originally seen the hilarious Scorpion sucker scene in this very spot, but since Warner Brothers copyright claimed that, I'm gonna have to enlist the big guns to bring the funny. From 1993's Deadfall, here's a montage of Nick Cage at his crazy best. Enjoy!
Alright! Okay, baby girl! Who sent ya? Who sent ya? Put the gun down. Asshole! Get my back! Look at that!
Mortal Kombat Annihilation certainly isn't a high-quality flick, but to say that it has no redeeming qualities is preposterous. The costume and set design is impressive and has a respectable attention to detail. The music is awesome and has a Yuzo Koshiro Streets of Rage vibe to it. The story stays fairly faithful to the source material, including the death of the cocky actor, and the newbies from that game look great in their unfortunately short cameos. In summary, Annihilation isn't good, but it isn't a train wreck either. It's entertaining in a turn your brain off kind of way, and that's all it needed to be. In the case of Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I rule that the verdict is guilty! Yes, surprising as it may be for longtime viewers, I'm issuing the strictest possible sentence and revoking any parole opportunities for this former guilty pleasure from my childhood. A recent revisiting with an analytical eye revealed the flaws my nostalgia had previously obscured, but I still got some enjoyment from this, and a chuckle or two from Scorpion's one-liners, which is probably more than can be said for the entirety of Uwe Boll's catalog. Anyway, now that I've tackled my first film, let me know what you guys think and leave some suggestions in the comments below. I had a blast working on this and I have another one lined up for next week, but until then, court is now adjourned! Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more, the boxes on the screen right now will lead to some more of my videos, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking on my avatar in the bottom right hand corner. Thanks again.